Hello and welcome. We are going to talk about the psychological mindset that I want you to develop in order to succeed at your journey in learning AI and learning about machine learning enabled automation. This lesson is going to be about overcoming your limiting beliefs, some tactics that I found very useful in starting to learn about these things. And all of these are not only tried and tested in my own experience, the people that I have worked with, the people that I have trained and coached, but they are also tactics that are coming directly from machine learning professionals and machine learning engineers. I do definitely want to highlight that some of the concerns that you might be feeling whenever you're embarking on this journey, and some of the concerns that we will discuss as part of this lesson, are extremely valid and shared amongst the community of programmers regarding machine learning, amongst the community of data scientists regarding machine learning, amongst professionals working in one machine learning field regarding another machine learning field. So you're definitely not alone if you are feeling some overwhelm about the fact that AI and machine learning are entering the field of marketing at an unprecedented speed, and the requirements for us as marketers are completely changing as a result of that. That's why I think this lesson is so important to discuss some of these things for those of us that do feel a little bit overwhelmed whenever they're starting to learn new things. That said, let's jump into it. Importantly, despite all of the tools that we have at our disposal, most of the processes that we do are fairly manual. And even when a new process or a tool comes along, we often struggle to find the time to fit it into our busy schedule, to learn, and to actually incorporate any kind of automation in a meaningful way in our workflow. And I would like to put another perspective of why often that's not happening and talk about the challenges that we have psychologically when it comes to starting to learn about these concepts. So if you are listening to everything that has been said so far and you are feeling super inspired and super enlightened and you're like, "Oh, easy peasy lemon squeezy, exactly what we're going to do. I feel super confident in this and I'm going to rock this and it's going to be super easy. Can't wait to see all of the other lessons." Then I'm super happy for you. We're going to power through everything and it's going to be amazing. For some of you, the situation might look a little bit more like this, where you're thinking, oh my God, I could never do this. We haven't even started with the practical stuff. I'm already feeling overwhelmed and I don't know where I'm going to fit this into my schedule, how I'm going to do this. Do I really need to do this? And so on. If that is you, then I absolutely want to speak directly to you. You might be thinking things like, I'm not technical enough to be learning machine learning. I don't know enough about coding or maths or data science or whatever to do all of these things. I sucked at math in high school, so all of this is just going to go over my head, especially if we're going to go into maths and theory. I simply don't have the time to do all of these things. Can't ChatGPT just do that for me? And if you recognize any of these things, this lesson is going to be just for you. Your limiting beliefs about what it takes to implement automation and machine learning into your work might be holding you back. And like I mentioned, these types of thinking are very common, not only for marketers, SEOs, non-technical people going into a technical field, but also for data scientists, mathematicians, statisticians going into machine learning. These types of limiting beliefs are often the reason why people wait too long before they get started doing this and often regret waiting so long. These limiting beliefs are nothing new by a long shot. They have been pestering data science enthusiasts for a very long time. So inspired by an article by Jason Brownlee, who is the founder of Machine Learning Mastery, which I absolutely recommend as a resource for you to follow, limiting beliefs come from typically imposter syndrome, negative past experience, deeper psychological reasons, fear of failure. And as Jason explains, especially when it comes to machine learning, these type of limiting beliefs can be very much prevalent into the way that we approach starting this endeavor, going on this machine learning journey. So if you have waited to get started, this might look like waiting for the perfect condition to arrive, or waiting for you to have time, or waiting until this new technology comes that will magically solve all of the problems so you don't have to learn the rest of it. That's what this typically looks like. If that's you, don't wait anymore. Book a reoccurring 30-minute slot in your calendar for machine learning practice. Dedicate that every single day. And within that time, sometimes you might not do anything. You might just read machine learning news. You might read the ML for SEO newsletter, go on the Slack, see what other people are working on, but you're dedicating that time for that technology specifically. You might be working on your own projects, testing some scripts, writing scripts on your own, researching models, and so on. Set aside that time for executing a task or doing something new related to that field. Importantly, start small, but try to do something, even one thing, even if that's today. If you are waiting for the perfect conditions, that might look like not having the perfect laptop to self-train a model, or not having a tutor or a buddy or someone that can explain concepts for you, or not having access to papers. If that is you, try to build a habit and to track your progress, start small and remain consistent. The perfect conditions are never going to come, but in time, you will know exactly what you need in order to progress. And if you have an actual bottleneck, or if the bottleneck is just within your head, psychologically holding you back. If you are struggling or you have tried something and you have failed, in reality, this might look something like, I tried doing entity analysis 2 years ago. I did it with a tool. It didn't really give me some good insights. I don't really know if this is useful. How is entity SEO actually useful for SEO? We get this question all the time. This is such a hot topic of discussion. You might have tried something. You might have failed. You might have tried automating something that is way too big of a project, way too big of a scope, and you have failed. So for instance, you might have tried doing an automated blog content writer for content that is extremely complex in the medical domain, and you self-trained a GPT model and it didn't work, and now you think all AI is bad and all machine learning is bad. Absolutely not. In this case, if that's you, if you recognize yourself in any of these statements and scenarios, cut the scope or change the direction. The important thing is to start small today and get back into it. If you don't know where to start from, if you have heard things like, just think of things to automate. If you don't really know what you can automate, thinking about things to automate is not really going to automate things, if that makes sense. So just thinking about it and envisioning what possibly could happen doesn't mean that you're making active steps towards that. So if you don't know where to start from, aim to start from the places that will drive immediate value and impact in your day-to-day, and try to start from a place of fun. Have fun with the process. You don't need to reinvent the wheel, especially as a beginner. Instead, try to find one way that you can improve a current process that you're doing through the help of machine learning enabled automation. Start small and improve that process until you can reach a place where you can choose another process to automate or make your processes more complex. The best way to learning anything new, and that includes machine learning, of course, is to start small and don't beat yourself up if things don't go in the way that you expect them to go. Don't reinvent the wheel. Instead, try to have fun with the process. Importantly, you don't need a ton of theory to start. You don't need to shoot for end-to-end custom build automated solutions in order to get value for the efforts that you're putting into this process. And you don't need to spend a ton of time in order to get value out of machine learning enabled automation. Try to understand where machine learning automation will be a good solution for a problem that you're struggling with or a project that you're working on. Try to also understand what model will be suitable for you to use and how to go about finding the machine learning tool that can help you achieve the task that you're doing. With time and with practice, you will start understanding as well what is possible within a short time frame and under a time crunch, while still keeping the quality of the output that you're used to if you were doing things manually. And this overall is going to help you be more confident in the way that you're driving value via machine learning through your day-to-day. This is what you really need to know in order to get started. All of the other limiting beliefs that you carry, you can just throw them aside. I want to also give you some additional tips for getting started and setting up your environment so that it encourages your success. The first thing that I would recommend for you to do is to buddy up. Find like-minded people or an ML-focused SEO tribe that can help you on your journey. Finding someone that you can practice machine learning with or joining an online community like ML for SEO Slack can be really a game changer for how you learn. It will not only help you with accountability if you do decide to be open about sharing what you're learning, but it will also help you to become a little bit more open about not only your successes, but also your failures in the process as well. If you find it difficult to learn or to find time for practice specifically, a coach, a mentor, or a buddy can be a great way to motivate you to actually reserve that time, because you will have the accountability partner on the other hand, keeping you accountable and motivating you to do a little bit more. Because you have a mutual interest in developing further, both of you will be able to provide each other troubleshooting advice or even advice on planning, scheduling, or what works, what doesn't. And as a result, you will have a pretty good foundation in actually progressing in this field. The second tip is finding the right tribe. This graphic is from, again, Jason Brownlee, who talked about finding your machine learning tribe and finding the right tribe for you as a professional. I wholeheartedly agree with the sentiment of the fact that you do need a community in order to progress, especially when you are thrown into a field that is very much different than what you're typically used to. The tribes that have been useful in my journey are people with general interest in business, managers interested in delivering a project that are also, of course, interested in machine learning. Academic tribes have also been very impactful for me, but I haven't ticked them here because they were impactful for me when I was in academia studying machine learning. Data tribes as a professional for me have been also extremely, so data scientists learning and getting better answers to business questions via the help of machine learning, or analysts wanting to become better at explaining data, again, through machine learning enabled automation. But we do already have the right tribe in the ML for SEO Slack, which are specifically people working in digital marketing and in SEO that are interested in machine learning. So you can get more niche and more specified to your interest than that community. If you don't know, that's what ML for SEO is all about. It's about the mindset, the community, and having the resources that you need in order to grow. So subscribe to the newsletter, join the Slack, and start sharing there. The next thing that I want to say is set yourself reasonable expectations. Managing expectations about what machine learning can and can't do will help you to understand when you should apply it and when you should discard the idea of machine learning automation altogether. It may be easy and very tempting to think that AI or machine learning can help with all of the projects that you have on your plate. So as soon as you gain these skills, you're going to gain all of your time back. That's not really what's going to happen. You need to go with the mindset that no algorithm is perfect. Most algorithms are not designed to solve problems that are so specific to us as SEO professionals. And we must adapt not only in terms of the thinking into how we face the problems that we have, but also how we interpret the solution that or the output of the machine learning model. Machine learning automation and AI automation in general, for you as a digital marketer, can only ever be an ally or a tool. They can never be the replacement of you as a professional. And I think that's a good thing. Be transparent with yourself about what this technology can and can't do. Don't let your limiting beliefs keep you from experimenting. Collaborate and build relationships. Ask for help whenever you need it. There are developers and more experienced people within the domain of SEO when it comes to machine learning that would be very happy to help you. There are also a ton of people that are really skilled in things like data science or Python within the SEO field. So if you're struggling with some of the more technical aspects of a solution that you're trying to build, there will always be people there ready and willing and happy to help you. So take advantage of that. Last but not least, test. Test whatever, whether it's scripts, whether it is templates, whether it's tools. It will only take you that 10, 15 minutes to test a tool, but you will have a lot more ideas and be able to dissect, analyze, and understand them if you go into that testing mindset into this whole field. Find what you like and dislike about the scripts that you see, note down the best practices, and building your own scripts will become easier. In the age of ChatGPT, you don't actually need to know how to be such a great programmer, but you do need to know how to be a good tester, and you need to know how to be a good troubleshooter of errors, identify what's wrong, why something isn't working, and be able to articulate how that problem should be fixed. And that should be plenty of you as a beginner when it comes to scripting and working with Python, because at the end of the day, you're not a developer, but developing these skills would be very useful for you if you are trying to build your own solutions and tools. With that said, we have wrapped up, and next we are going to talk about machine learning basics and how to go about finding the machine learning solution for any problem that you might encounter. Thank you so much for watching this lesson, and I will see you in the next module.